Welcome to Franchise Empires.
As you're developing these products, I imagine like you have to test them, right? So to speak. I'm sure you did like internal testing, but you know, sometimes you never really know how it's going to look until you have a live customer. So, you know, was there any particular, like, let's call it like battle scars from the early days where maybe just a product didn't work the way you thought and like you had to sacrifice a door from a homeowner to figure that out?
So for sure. And the thing is, what I guess a lot of people don't know about paint is you can get these final, like let's say I want hardness and a gloss and all of that. I can get those. I can replicate those in a lab and know that it's going to last. The challenge is, how do I apply that on site? Because it's easy to apply that in a factory. So the first door that we ever sprayed, actually, we sprayed the whole thing. We're like, wow, it looks great. Literally like 10 minutes later, it all cracked. We're like, all right, cool. Let's set it and start over, back to the drawing board. Luckily it was my mom's house. But yeah, so I actually have tested everything on my mom's house. So we stained her bricks. She was our first ever brick stain customer. We did her aluminum siding. So a lot of field test happens on the houses of people that we know. And then, of course, we iterate the product. So yeah, our franchisees continuously give us feedback. Like, I'll give you an example. There's one product in one specific color that, you know, didn't apply well when it was too humid because it would sag. So we literally just changed the sag resistance of that specific color of that specific product. So we're always optimizing the products now based on feedback. Luckily, now we have a lot more feedback because we have a lot of franchisees.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so I imagine, right, like the benefit for the franchisee is that you guys only sell these products through your franchisee network, right? You're not like, are you wholesale? I mean, yeah, that's where my mind's going. I'm like, oh, you could maybe wholesale this to like other paint suppliers. But obviously, if it stays in the franchise, that's a pretty big value add, I would imagine, for the franchisees to have that.
Well, yeah, it's our competitive advantage. And the thing is, like, people say, well, why doesn't Sherwin-Williams do this? Because we're not in the business of selling paint. We're in the business of selling value to the homeowner, right? Our vision is to be the most cost-effective way to modernize a property. So we wouldn't be able necessarily to even sell these products because there's a specific way you need to apply them that's unconventional, right? So it has to come with the training. It has to come with the whole franchise model.
That's super interesting. Yeah. If you wanted to, you'd almost like, if you were going that direction, you have to like basically be your own supply house, but then you need like a whole staff at every store to teach every other contractor how to do it. So it makes sense now that you went the franchise route.
Yeah, so we go all the way from formulation to application.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of have that whole circle, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yep. No, for sure.